How's it going, everybody? I'm Slav-in-a-tor-ski and welcome to the channel, and today I'm bringing you the next video in the comparison series between a couple of these items here. Now, before we get into that, I just wanted to say, for the new viewers, welcome, and if you do enjoy this content, please consider subscribing to the channel. I have new videos dropping all the time. And of course, if you're a returning viewer, thanks for taking the time out of your day to check out my content, and thank you for your support. So as usual, if you find this video helpful or informational, a like is always super appreciated. Now, if you are interested in checking more about the channel or myself, I do have social media accounts that I almost never plug on my videos, so I figure I'll go ahead and do it here. I finally created a Facebook page, I have an Instagram, things like that. I am on Twitch, Xbox, PlayStation, and Steam, even though I mainly just game on Xbox though. But feel free to add me or follow me on any of those if you're curious at all as to what's going on there. The Facebook page is brand new, so I'm still updating things on it. But the Instagram's been going for a while, and that's more of like personally when I'm going through events I attend, things like that. But enough about that. Let's hop into why you're actually here, because no one really cares about all that personal stuff. Alright, Sig P365 versus the Springfield Armory Hellcat Osp. Now we're going to try to keep this quick, because I've done individual reviews on these previously, so we're just going to kind of fly through it, and if you want to see more detailed information, check out my channel. I do have individual reviews on both of these. So, first off, comparison. Obviously, Sig is going to win this. The box packaging is much better. Let's see what you get with it. Now, mind you, this is the tack pack, so it's a little bit more expensive. But here's what you get an idea. You do get a holster with it and 3 magazines, just to show that we are clear. Nothing to worry about there. On top of that, of course, you get a chamber flag. Nothing on that side. Books, papers, lock, everything like that. Let's put these back. Actually, I'll leave those out, put that back. On the Hellcat Osp side, get this nice travel pack. The Osp itself, 2 magazines. They are different size mags. There's the other one. Load assist, books, paperwork, chamber flag, lock, and a flush base plate as well. So that's everything that you get inside of the Hellcat's box. So definitely I think that Sig gives you much better packaging and a box to carry it in if you don't want to buy a separate case. But I will say this is a pretty nice little travel case with the Hellcat. Let me clear off the table here. We'll be right back, and we can get a close-up with these. Alright, going back with that top-down view that we enjoy doing here. A lot of people seem to like this, so we're going to keep this up. Next up, I want to go over the magazines. So Hellcat on this side, P365 on this side. Let's get that focus going. You can see there are some obvious differences right off the bat. Focus. So the Hellcat's magazines are kind of a nickel-plated, while the Sig's are that nice black coating. They do have the sand grooves in here. They are a little bit longer on the Sigs. Come on, focus. There we go. They're a bit longer on the Sigs. Both are branded. Both do have window cutouts. The Hellcat does have nicer window cutouts. Now, mind you, I only have 12 round mags for the for the Sig, and I have an 11 and a 13 round for the Hellcat. This is standard with the standard Hellcat. These come with the Sig tack pack. They do normally come with 10 round magazines, and there's a couple of other bundles you can get with these. So as far as the magazines are concerned, they're pretty similar, just different coating, things like that. Honestly, I do like both of them quite as much, or quite the same. It's kind of a hard choice. Of course, since I got the tack pack, I lean towards that because you get 3 12-rounders. With the Hellcat, you just have an 11-rounder and 13-rounder. But as far as the quality of the magazines, I'm going to say that it's pretty much the same. You do have a 1-round advantage on the Hellcat here. Followers seem the same. The metal's pretty durable, so that's kind of a hard choice. I'm going to leave that up to people what they think, because I know if it was the standard P365 that everyone talks about, you just get 2 10-rounders, Hellcat absolutely has an advantage. But I know that, of course, tack pack, you get bigger rounds, but it's more money. And there are other options to where people have reported some of these have come with a 10 and a 12 rounder for the Sig. So it's hard to really compare because Sig doesn't have a standard type or amount of magazines that come with it. I guess it really depends on the area. So I'm just going to base that off quality of the magazines. I haven't encountered any issues so far. These both seem really good, really high quality. When I take these to the range, I think that's when I'll really be able to see if there's any jams or anything like that. That's when I'll have the true test there. But for right now, I like both of the magazines pretty much the same. Of course, because I spent more money, I think it's better you get more, but you kind of be the judge there. So for me, I'm going to just play it safe and not make an opinion there. That's kind of a wash. Alright, so next up we're going to go over the features on here, and it is kind of a tough choice between these two. These are kind of the OG champs here of this particular concealed carry market, but I think one kind of pushes past a little bit just on the features alone. I'm going to try not to bump my camera too much. Let's start with the Sig. So we're going to start on the left side. Start with the grip. You have some nice kind of light finger grooves there. A slight cutout in the bottom for your finger of the trigger guard. Whew, brain fart. Then the actual magazine release is pretty large, easy to get to. It is kind of smooth. Don't really have any issues with it. It is reversible if you want to take it to the other side. You have a dog hair. You have a manual frame mounted safety on there. Now the safety stops the trigger from going. Does not stop the slide from moving. So nice there. You do have a takedown release, or a slide release, slide catch, and I have people ask if you can drop it with that. You can. And here's the takedown lever. Now here you do have a proprietary rail on the front, so it is their own unique rail for SIG. This is not a pick rail. Front and rear serrations. They're very easy to get a hold of. You can do press checks very easily. I like those serrations quite a bit. Very, very easy to grip. Back to the grip real quick. There is a bit of a indentation here for your thumb to rest across, or for your trigger finger to come over here. So very nice. Looking in on the top, if you look into this cutout, you can look for brass to see if the chamber is loaded or not, so that's pretty nice. And then onto the sights, you do have their 3-day X-ray sights on the top. They are kind of blacked out a bit in the rear, but they are night sights, and a high-vis front one has that green highlighter around it, and it's also night sights. These look very, very good at night. I do enjoy these sights. All in all, that is all the real features on it. There's no serrations on the front of the trigger guard. It's decently sized, but if you're wearing gloved hands, that might kind of constrain your hand a bit, depending on the size of your hand. So let's look at the magazine well. It does, it's a little bit tapered on the front here. You see how it kind of pushes out? So you can drop the magazine in, and it does raise up here, so if you need to strip the magazine, you can grab it and strip it, but you don't really have a problem with that because it drops those magazines pretty quick. So no issues there. Now onto the Hellcat. So grip, very nice. Slight finger grooves. You do have the cutout for your finger underneath the trigger guard here. The magazine release does have some serrations on it. Sticks out well. It's kind of contoured to it. It is reversible. You have a frame-mounted manual safety that is ambidextrous. Now, that safety disengages the trigger, but it does not disengage the slide. You have the slide catch, slide release here, and because people have asked, yes, you can very, very easily. You can drop that slide. That's a takedown lever there. Smooth on the front of the trigger guard, no serrations. And this one does have a pick rail with one position, so you have an actual Picatinny rail, which is compatible with quite a few things. So that's a little bit of an advantage over the SIG, I'd say, because anything that's proprietary makes it harder to get. That's not saying the accessories for the SIG are not easy to get. I just prefer things to be universal. Pick rail's a little bit better there. Front and rear slide serrations, and they are pretty grippy. I like those, so easy to do press checks, pull it back. You can look in this hole here to see if there's anything in the chamber, so look for brass. The sights, you have the ball in the cup, so to speak, or ball in the bowl. You have the U on the back here, which is very high vis white. The front, high vis night sight on the front here with that highlighter kind of around it. Now, unlike the SIG, the rear sight here is not night sight. It's just a white U. So where you SIG, you get night sights on front and rear. This one, you just get it on the front. So a little bit of a takeaway there. Of course, very grippy grip, just like the other one. The slight finger grooves, we already went over that on the other one. And then the biggest feature that's the difference here is you have a cutout to put a red dot or optic on the if you wanted to. So you do have some features there. Now, to choose between the two of them, that's going to be a tough choice. I would say this one is probably a little bit better for more universal options because you have that pick rail. This one has the night sights on the front and back, so it's easier to use at night. But this one I think is easier to view during the day, and of course you have the optics cut out. So I would say, honestly, because I love both these pistols, I think the Hellcat's going to skimp out just a little bit past the Sig on this just for features alone. So don't murder me. I'm going to go with the Hellcat on features alone over the Sig. Again, strictly features. I know people are going to murder me at the end of this video. Alright, so now let's go over the triggers on these. So I usually do the sights in a separate part other than the features, but I included them there. Alright, so let's do them together. We have the Hellcat on the right, Sig on the left. So the Hellcat, you come up to here, you hit a wall. Sig, you come up to here, you hit a wall, a little bit less take up. So let's do the Hellcat first. Slight soft wall, and then it breaks. Your reset is right on the wall, so decent trigger there. For your Sig, hit your wall there, soft wall and break. Reset. Resets right at the beginning of that soft wall. Honestly, these triggers are pretty similar. This is going to be a tough one. So let me go ahead and do them both together here. Alright, so wall, wall. That's tough. Now mind you, the Hellcat's trigger stays back. The Sig's trigger comes back forward after you pull it. So let's go through this again. Wall, wall. They're pretty similar. So I don't think I myself am going to be able to tell the difference between these triggers. They both feel almost exactly the same to me. So let's get out that trigger gauge and see. Alright, so here we are. I have my Lyman trigger gauge here ready to go. Now, full disclosure on this thing, I'm still learning it. You see where that I scratched the Hellcat with that gauge because I didn't hold it on there the right way. So that's on me. Now I have a scratched gun. I'm very upset with myself. It's back when I was learning how to use this. But enough of me crying. Let's, what should we start with? We'll start with the Hellcat. Let's see that trigger. Alright, so ready. We've already charged it. Four, 6.7, so 4 pounds, 6.7 ounces. Oh, yeah, it would help if I charged it, wouldn't it? £4, 5.6 ounces. £3, 12.7 ounces for an average of 4 pounds, 3 ounces. So remember that, 4 pounds, 3 ounces. Let's go to the Sig. £4, 3.2 ounces. £3, 12.8 ounces. £4, 1.1 ounces. And I'm sure my hands wiggling and stuff is having something to do with it. Alright, so that's an average of 4 pounds and 0.4 ounces. So it looks like the Sig's trigger is actually a little lighter. So I would have to give the advantage to the Sig on that one. So I would not have been able to tell that with my own hands at all. So pretty cool. I like this little feat. It's a neat tool. Alright, so for this portion we're going to compare the Takedown. I'm just going to go through it real quick. I'm not going to show the full Takedown, just explain it. If you want to see the full, if you're trying to figure out how that works, go to the individual reviews for each one of these, and I'll show it in there in detail. It's going to be hard to choose between the two of these because they're kind of similar. that's kind of the whole thing for this whole video. It's hard to choose between these two. So starting with the Sig, you lock it back, and this takedown lever, you're going to rotate down. It's very tough because I still haven't taken this to the range yet. And once you pull that lever down, you're good to go. Cool feature is once you put it back, when you lock the slide, it actually puts this back into place and automatically locks it. So that's a really neat feature. I haven't seen too many other options with that. Alright, so for the Hellcat, same thing. Lock the slide back, and once you do that, then, come on you, there we go. This one actually rotates up, like that. Then drop the slide, pull the trigger, off it goes. And reverse to put back together. So, it's kind of a upside down version of that one. So, super simple. You saw how easily I did that. Again, if you want to see the full in-depth portion of that, take a look on the channel. I do have individuals for these again. Now, if I had to choose between the two, I'd probably lean Sig in this case. I like that just by locking that slide, automatically puts this back in place. I like cool little things like that are just kind of neat. So I would probably lean towards Sig on the takedown just for that, but it's not like either one of them's hard, so tough choice. Okay, as far as accessories go, it's a wash. Both of these have so many accessories available to them. I have a hard time picking out which one has more available. I think they're honestly pretty much the same when it comes to the amount you can find online. I've found a ton of accessories for these. You guys have put in the comment section a bunch of accessories for these. So that's going to be a tough win for me. I'm going to let you guys decide that one, because honestly, to me, it's pretty much the same. Alright, next up, let's compare the weights between the two of them. So they're both unloaded. There's nothing in either one, not even a magazine. If you'd like to see what these weigh loaded with magazines and stuff like that, again, individual review. So we're going to start off with the Sig. You're looking at 1 pound, 0.5 ounces. So that's 1 pound, 0.5 ounces. For the Hellcat, you're looking at 15.9 ounces. So let's do that again. See how I wiggled it? Even I didn't believe it. Sig, 1 pound, 0.6. Hellcat, 15.9. So the Hellcat is actually lighter. So if you're looking for something that's a little bit lighter, you're very concerned about weight, like you're wearing board shorts and you don't want to get pantsed when you're out and about, or swimming trunks, something like that. You're very concerned about weight then, because you don't want to flash people and go to jail. So in this case, the Hellcat is going to be the winner, as it is a little bit lighter. Okay, so going over pricing next, as usual in these videos. Don't worry, I will be going online, but I just wanted to explain this a bit too, because I've had a few people kind of question me about it, things like that. So when I price these, there's a few factors that I look in when I'm looking at price. I am looking at, is it in stock as of the day I'm filming this? If it's in stock tomorrow, I did not see it. If it was in stock yesterday and it's out of stock today, I don't count it. I look at what I'm looking for in the video today. And anytime you're concerned about whenever I am recording the video, I put that in the credits of all of my videos. So if you're ever worried about that, I do have some videos preloaded that I loaded up a while ago that I could use in case I don't have anything filmed for a week. So if you see something drop and it's a couple months old, that's why. I do have some that are just kind of backed up, just waiting in case I need them. Now, also, I am located in Florida. So that's my region. So I base my pricing based off what I see in shops in my area if I'm going for a local shop. That also counts for online if it's something local. So that's how I kind of price my things. Also, I make sure it's the right model. I've had people tell me they find really good deals on Hellcats. Make sure it's the OSP model before you start jumping on me in the comments, because I've had a few people do that. Well, I found it at this price and it's this much cheaper. Okay, that's awesome. Is it the same model? Because if it is, I'd like to buy one. So I try not to give anybody crap about it, but if you're going to jump on me, make sure it's the right model, or else it kind of looks bad for anyone that notices it. All right, guys? Okay, so let's hop into the online portion of this, and we'll compare their MSRPs. All right, so I opened up a few different web pages here to kind of compare the prices between the two of these. Obviously, we're going to start with the Hellcat, since it's right on screen. Alright, so Hellcat Osp. We've been through this site before in the other comparisons. I love that they have these printouts on the actual website. MSRP is $599, so $600 for the OSP. Gives you an idea what to expect there, 11 round, 13 round magazine, etc., etc. So that's directly on Springfield's website. Now, as far as Sig, I've been trying to locate this on their website, and they're not as easy. They don't have the MSRP listed on here. So scrolling down, I don't see that on here. Now, a cool thing I thought I would do is I did launch a comparison between, this is one of the things I was upset about, because I bought P365 and then they brought out the P365R or P365X with the Romeo Zero on it. So that one is actually optics ready. Now, the difference between the two of them, it's pretty much the same across the board except for that optics cutout. Don't see much of a difference there. Yeah, everything seems to be same except for that cutout. So they do have a model now for the Sig that is optics ready. I know it's quite a bit more expensive. I believe it's about 800-ish, 900-ish, what I've seen it at. But since I couldn't find the MSRP on their website, I went ahead and tossed in the Grab-A-Gun. So you see on here, I did a search, I narrowed it down a little bit to kind of bring up just these, no magazines or anything. So again, we'll see what's in stock, what's not in stock. So here's the SAS, that's that one with no sights on top. I'm not a big fan of that, but that's about $629. For the XL version, that is optics ready, it's $700. That's in stock now. For the standard version, it's $650 in stock on Grab-A-Gun, so that gives you kind of a price there. Now everything's running close to MSRP right now, so I'm assuming that is right around what the MSRP for this is. So that is the closest I could find on here, so $650 for the standard version, and that is the 10 round version too, so it gives you an idea. Here's the XL with the optics cutout if you want it a little larger, $800. Now the standard with the cutouts, I don't see it on their website here. They had a model in the past that was $619, but God knows how old that listing is. Alright, so on to the Hellcat. This one's pretty easy because every single OSP model is $599, $599, except for this one, it's $669. I guess you pay a premium for the flat dark earth. Not sure what's going on there, but pretty much everything else, $599, $978. I'm not sure what's going on there either. That's a little odd. Of course, you can pick up the mounting plates here. And another one, $599, but that's not in stock. So, Hellcat is much easier to shop for. It's just kind of the straight price across the board. Do not pay more than $599. I'm not sure why this one is priced so much more expensive. I wouldn't pay that more just for flat dark earth. The Sig is going to be a little bit more expensive even for the base model. In stock as of now, $650, $50 more for less capacity. So you get an idea what you're going for. If you wanted the standard P365 with the cutout on top, it's going to run you a bit more, closer to $700-800 for that. Even up to $900 I've seen it for. So it's a little harder to price, but as far as the pricing goes, the Hellcat is definitely going to be more affordable in this case. Alright, so for this portion we're going to try a little bit different. I'm going to do the size comparisons between the two, and I'm going to do this by hand instead of using the mount. Sorry for the dog hair. So forgive me for camera being a little shaky, but this is both of them resting on their tops. That gives you an idea of what they look like side by side. Alright, so this is both of them with the Hellcat in the back and the P365 up front. So that gives you an idea of the size difference from a side profile. Alright, so this is the profile from the rear. We have the Hellcat on the left, and the Sig is on the right. So you kind of know what you're looking at there. Alright, and now is a side-by-side view of them. Hellcat is on the right, Sig is on the left. This was extremely hard to get the Hellcat to rest on its end like that, so it gives you an idea of what you're looking at there. The Hellcat is a little bit longer. Alright, so now measuring them up from this direction. I'm trying to get a bunch of angles for you guys. So, I don't know, after all of these, it kind of looks like the Hellcat is slightly larger than the P365 in terms of dimensions, length and stuff like that. So, it looks like the Sig is just a little bit smaller, so probably easier to conceal. Alright, so there you have it. I wanted to compare these a few different ways. I tried a couple new things in this video to see if you guys liked it, so let me know. I tried something new with those size comparisons of them next to each other. I thought that'd be kind of cool to get a real accurate look, other than me just fiddling around here trying to stack them on each other. I didn't like doing that, just to be completely honest. But the hardest part of the video is always if I could only choose just one. And I know either way I go here, I'm going to piss some people off. So this one is a tough choice for me alone. I actually really like both of these. I would hate to get rid of either one of these. I honestly like them both. I know a lot of people hate Hellcat. I know, or Springfield in general. I know a lot of people aren't a fan of German products or Sig in general. So me, I'm more of an FN or HK guy. So these are both kind of new to me. So if I'm a fanboy of anything, it's HK. But between the two of these, honestly, if I was to go, the Sig's going to have a little bit higher quality from every review I've seen and everyone I've talked to between the two. The Hellcat is nothing to slouch, or it's nothing to really spit at either. So again, it's harder choice. Hellcat's also a little more affordable than the Sig. So, oh man, this is a tough one. If I was to pick just two, can I just choose both and cop out that way and you guys make the decision for me? I know you'll murder me for that too, right? Alright, so if I had to choose just one, I can't really go off quality personally from my own experience because I haven't brought these out to the range. I haven't owned them both that long. So the longer as time goes on, I'll do some updates. Like if one of these craps out on me, of course I'll let you guys know. But if I was to pick one between the two, I'm a sucker for features. I love that pick rail on the Hellcat, but I do like I do actually like the smaller profile of this, the compatibility. Obviously, being the tack pack and having more magazines, that will weigh me out to choose the Sig, but I'm trying to not consider that. If I was to choose between the two, I don't know. I really do like both of these. I would say just from my own personal experience, if I could only choose one, so I really have to like catch myself down here, and I just promise I'm not trying to build up. This is actually a tough decision for me. I love having all the features. I love that pick rail up front. I love having the optics rail, but I don't put optics on my carry firearms. I feel like that's just a giant clunky thing on top, which is going to make it harder to conceal. And I purchased both of these to be conceal options for me. So, and I've seen the lasers that are for, or the lights and the lasers, if you wanted to put them on here, they don't add that much. They're nice. I mean, you can get a Viridian C5L, put it on here. That'll look good too. So the proprietary rail doesn't hinder this that much because you can get a cheap adapter to fix that too. You can already see what I'm kind of leaning towards. I'm probably going to lean for the Sig just because of those night sights that come with it. That's a really nice feature for me. It's a, I don't know, it's a little bit smaller, easier to toss in your pocket and go if you needed to, if you're wearing cargo pants or going kayaking, something like that. So yeah, I would lean towards Sig if I absolutely had to choose between the two of these. But I'll be 100% honest with you, I love both of these. So if I absolutely had to choose, yeah, I'm going to go with Sig. And I know I probably just pissed off a few of the Springfield guys. I'm sorry, guys. But yeah, I would lean that way. If I carried mounts or optics on my carry pistol, I would have probably gone for the Springfield to be my one and only. But yeah, just because my own personal preferences on things, yeah, I would lean towards Sig. So let me know what you think in the comment section. Did I just piss you off royally? Let me know that too. Sorry about that. But yeah, do you prefer one of these over the other? Do you prefer something completely different over these? So is there another option or another model? Like I saw Taurus has their G3C Toros. I was kind of considering picking one of those up because it's an optics-ready budget option and comparing it to these just to kind of see how a super budget option would stack up. I know a lot of people hate Taurus, but a lot of people love it too. I have several videos on my channel that people have been loving. I think my most watched video is a Taurus review, to be completely honest. But yeah, so let me know if you'd like to see that, or if you have another model you'd like to kind of suggest, and I'll see if I could pick one up and compare it to these. That'd be really cool. Also, if there's anything else you'd like to suggest, like I had someone on that Ruger that I compared these to ask me to do a video of the magazine release switchover. I am working on that. I bought a special tool to kind of do it. Special tool, I say needle nose pliers. I broke my needle nose pliers a couple weeks ago. I ordered some in from Amazon, so as soon as they get here, I'm going to do that. So if you want to see some videos like that, I'll make them for you. I don't mind at all. Or any other comparisons, let me know. But yeah, that's it for today. I'm rambling like I always do. Please don't murder me for that. That is my decision. I'm going to stick with it. But yeah, I do lean towards the Sig. But yeah, that is all I have for today. I can't think of anything else to go over on the two of these. So I want to thank everyone that stopped by to watch the video. I hope you liked it. And don't forget to toss those comments and thoughts, and hopefully not so much hate down in the comments section. So just keep that in mind. Let's all be respectful. I know it's hard for some people, but let's be respectful, talk about it. I'd love to hear everybody's opinions, though. Like, if you prefer one of these over the other, if you hate one, let me know, because I learn from you guys just as much as some people might learn from me. I'm no expert, but I try to be. Or I'm trying to learn up to be. Maybe one day I can claim that status. But yeah, I hope everyone out there stays safe. Keep your family safe. Don't give up on your goals. Always keep going. I know it's difficult. I've hit a few mental roadblocks myself lately. You just have to keep trying, push through them, find somebody to kind of inspire you and push and kind of help pull you through that. They don't have to necessarily help you directly, but I have like a coach of mine from MMA from last year. I've seen him doing some great work. He's getting in shape. So that just inspires me to try even harder, which that's helping me a lot. And I kind of reached out for him for some tips too. But yeah, do what you got to do to keep your goals in check. My main goal, making more money, losing weight, those are my two goals for this year. So, hey, maybe you guys have the same ones. Who knows? But remember, keep active, stay strong, and I'll talk to you again in the next videos. So until then, take it easy, guys.